students, I welcome you all to your history online class. So in today's online class, we will be focusing with your world history, the last and final chapter, that is chapter 11, talking about Middle East, Israel and Palestine conflict from the year of 1916 till 1993. So this is a chapter where we get to know about the two countries, especially talking about the Israel, how the Israeli state came into existence in the year of 1948, and talking about the Palestine, that how Palestine would be actually the homeland of all the Jewish people. So about this chapter and many wars that took place, which plays a very important role, giving a detailed account about the Israeli people and how they wanted to get prosperous among the people itself, and what kind of problems that they had to face after they had been kicked from the Palestine country. So without wasting time, let's start the class. So first we talk about the background. What was exactly the background of the people of Jewish? So if we talk about the Jewish people actually, they had got a homeland, a particular place where they used to reside from the ancestors, and that country was known as Palestine. So when we talk about the Palestine country, so many of the countries, they had an eye over the small Arabian country known as Palestine, and we talk about the Egypt, where they had to kick the people called Jewish from their homeland Palestine, and later on those who were a little bit intellectual, those who were highly educated or elite in class, they resided in Palestine country but as a minority people. And then talking about how the Arab became a religion of Islam. We all know, whenever we talk about the Middle East countries like Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Arabian countries and all they are the Islamic country, and we see that how the Arab also stood as one of the Islamic country. And talking about the Suez Canal, which got into a connection with the route between Europe and Africa, the two continents who played a very major role over this Suez Canal. And then talking about the Grand Sharif, the King Hussein, who was from Mecca, and he actually wanted a unity among the people of Arabian nation, but it was not done, because as the Jewish people, they were being kicked from their homeland called Palestine, and they had to reside in all the parts of the world during those times. So this we get to see as a background, their origin, how they stayed in Palestine as their country, as their homeland, and they were being kicked. So moving on to the second topic that we talk is known as aims of Arab nationalism and Zionism. So what we see in this topic is exactly what were exactly the aims and the objectives or the programs that were being taken by the Arab people and the Zionism over a new kind of movement founded by German professor Dr. Weizmann. And we get to see that how the people of all the Arabian, they started teaching their children, their people of their own origin, the two major things. First, Hebrew was their original language, and they have to speak in their originality language. And second, talking about the Jehovah, which they regarded as God, where they used to go to worship, offer whatever they wanted to do with their people of the Jews. Next we talk about the German professor known as Dr. Weizmann. He founded the World Zionist movement. Why he actually wanted to form, or why he founded this Zionist movement, is exactly talking about how to restore the Palestine, a homeland country, a place for the Jewish people, because the Jewish people, they were being kicked out from this Palestine country. And again, through this World Zionist movement made by this Dr. Weizmann, he wanted to bring back the Jewish people to their own homeland from where they were originated, and the moves and the program that he had to take in order to help the Jewish people. Next we talk about the topic that is known as impact of World War I. So this is the topic where we get to see, because I have already written here the 1916, and if you know, 1916 was the year when there was already a First World War, 1914 to 1918. So 1916 comes in the between, so where the World War took place between the Central Powers and Allied Powers. So during those time also we see what was exactly the impact, what kind of significance that this country, the people had to face soon after the First World War. We see that the British government approved, or they approached all the Jewish bankers for loan and subsidy, because they were already in a war against Germany and other smaller European countries, and in order to take loan so that they could make their country powerful with militaries, weapons, arms, ammunition, restore their places, how to destroy their enemies or rival. In that way they wanted to take loans as well as subsidies from Jewish banker. And then talking about the Balfour Declaration of 1917, because in this declaration we get to see that how this kind of movement or this kinds of declaration made the favorism for the Jewish people, because we have already discussed about the Zionist movement and then followed by Balfour Declaration of 1917, where they mainly wanting to help the Jewish people to get back their nation called Palestine. So in that way a new kinds of change, a new kinds of movement was made in arrangement in a very sequence year. And then we talk about the Britishers, how they appointed three kinds of commissions which played a very important role in order to help the Jewish people to get back their homeland, at the same time how to get loans or any such kind of financial help from the Jewish bank and the people who could really give them lot of money. So we see the first known as King Crane Commission soon after the end of First World War, that is 1919. Second talking about the Haycraft Commission 1929, and third talking about the Royal Commission in the year of 1936. So in this way we get to see that how three commissions was made by the Britishers in order to help, at the same time get back help from Jewish people. Next topic will focus, that is known as Hussein McMahon Correspondence. So this is a very important topic, subtopic, where we get to see, or where we need to know about how there was a mutual correspondence, a secret like an agreement or a treaty was signed between King Hussein of Arabia and McMahon, the general of Egypt nation. So here we get to see that even it is regarded as a secret correspondence, and it was actually signed between Mecca, the king known as Hussein of Mecca, and the general McMahon of Egypt nation. And during those times in the Egypt there was a president known as Gamal Abdel Nasser. So this kind of correspondence is also regarded as a historical document which was signed between the two people of nation itself, at the same time how to get such kind of offer in order to help each other, and this is known as Hussein McMahon Correspondence. And the next topic will focus, that is known as Sykes-Picot Agreement. So Sykes-Picot Agreement is also known as Asia Minor Agreement. Why? Because in this agreement it was been finalized on 16th of May 1916, talking about the three nations, Great Britain, France and Russia. But Great Britain and France, they already made lots of planning how to divide the Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire means the Turkey country. How to divide Turkey, and their territories or their parts would be captured by either Great Britain or France by making an agreement known as Asia Minor Agreement or Sykes-Picot Agreement. But Russia was being denied by these two nations. Why? Because Russia was already having a Bolshevik revolution of 1917. So in this way, or in this manner, we get to see that how Britain as well as France denied, or they rejected Russia in order to capture the places of Ottoman Empire or from Turkey, and only these two countries they captured lots of territories or provinces from the Ottoman Empire with this agreement of 1916. I hope you have understood the topic that we have discussed in today's class, that is mainly focusing on the Middle East, Israel and the Palestine conflict from the year of 1916 till 1993. That means from 1916 onwards till 1993 there were lots of war that took place, lots of agreement that was signed, lots of mutual secret treaty was also signed between various countries, but overall we get to see that how Israel became a new state for the Jewish people in the year of 1948, but still there were three nations who wanted to attack this country called Israel, and they were Egypt, Syria and Jordan. So but still they could not make any such kind of good effort after having lots of war, which we will discuss in our next class. Till then, stay safe, thank you and God bless.